Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first edition of the PayDirt podcast on YouTube. We are we are pumped beyond belief. It is the last weekend of football. Super Bowl Sunday, the big one, fellas. I want to introduce y'all to my guy, the Donfather,
Yes,
and
sir.
we got a big guest today. My man sitting to my left, Mr. J.C. Jordan Canzeri, Mr. Touchdown, Mr. Hawkeye. That this guy's one of my best friends. We grew up kitty corner from each other. I helped this man score a lot of touchdowns. Dude, I'm so happy to have you, and I appreciate the hell out of you for joining us. What a great football mind and an even better person. How you doing, my man?
Hey, hey, I'm doing
Peace.
good. I'm feeling good, and I'm happy to be here, fellas. I mean,
My
thank
man.
you for giving me the opportunity. Let me come on, and I'm excited. I know it's gonna be a good one.
Yo, it
Sure. It's a
really
pleasure to
is.
have you. Pleasure to have you, man.
Hey,
Dude,
thank you.
what a great football mind. Like if you don't know about Jordan, he's doing about 10 different things right now. But what have you been up to, bro? And what are you passionate and looking to go forward with in life?
I would say first
So,
give a little quick background story though, Jordan. I mean, who you
oh
are.
yeah,
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 yeah.
no, yeah, sure. I'll give a little background story. So, for me, um, not a lot of people really know that I first started off playing in this one team called the South Troy Trojans, and
Mm.
I'm telling
Yes,
you,
School
sir.
boy.
I made memories and I had some good experiences, but to be honest, I it made me hate football. Like I didn't want to play again. I
It's just
promise.
like,
Like I'm pretty sure like I took a full year off like from playing football. Like I just was like
wow, I didn't
I'm like
know that
9
either.
years old. I'm like 9 years old. Like yo, this ain't for me no more. But I gave it another chance because I had some best friends in elementary school at school 18. I had a few Nick Newell, Kyle Zarnick that
Rest in
like
peace. Yeah.
I were friends with, but yeah, appreciate that too. We're friends with, and they were playing on this one team called the Brunswick Bulldogs. And they were like, and both of them were
Bulldogs.
telling me to join. So
Ooh,
I was
ooh,
like,
ooh.
but and like it was mostly influenced from Kyle too, because like Nick moved at one point, but I was just like, all right, I guess so. Bro, I was one of the only men of color out there. No, there was like one more. There's like another kid. There's one more kid. But
There's a
but
couple
yeah,
raisins in the milk.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I but
there,
I gave it a chance. I gave it a chance and
yep. I grew
I
up like, oh my god, that's so funny because we
yeah,
went to Troy, but also too we were so close to Tamarack. We knew people from there, so like
yeah.
people don't understand is like people from Troy like us. We know a wide range of people because we're so close to other things, especially where
No,
we
yeah.
live. Downtown's right there, or the country's back that way.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
and that's the point is like we had different types of upbringings, but we living in just like the middle ground. And but when I played, like I fell in love with it again. The brotherhood, the game, the play, just the adrenaline from running so much. Like I just had too much energy, so it was great for me. And but when
Hot
I got
shot
to a
puts.
certain point, but when I got to a certain point in like JV and like probably going into modified and then early JV was when like doubt really started coming in from like the older people. Like they'd be like, "Hey, like yeah, you're fast, but you're not really big enough. Like you can't run like this." And like I would,
Haters,
do the zigzags. I
haters.
would go backfield. I would do the
Prove,
most.
I know you proved them
Yo,
wrong.
Yeah,
facts,
and then
facts.
and that was a point was like I just took that as expectation to like again prove to myself that what they were saying was wrong. And
You
I went
use it
out
as
to
fuel, bro.
yeah,
Love it.
you got
Love it.
to. And I went to different camps out of state when I was lone. Like I was alone. I was like I was
Like,
nervous. Like, but to see the different competition and experience that definitely made me more aware of like, okay, Jordan, you really got to step up. Like,
Hmm.
like you really got to work harder now. And like I say to my kids that I train now, and I'll get that into full circle what I'm doing now. But like, yeah, like I just legit was like, all right, I got to kick it in gear. I was training so many different places. I would put money on it that you couldn't find a kid training harder than me. But like, again, it was like all that doubt, all the people against me. And I was like, I'm going to prove to myself I can and that they're wrong. And yes, glory behold, senior year, going in, playing Tim, like you said, helped score plenty of touchdowns. We had a hell of a year.
You got
ended
big
a rough
too,
way.
bro.
I'm not gonna lie, Jordan. You talking real humble right now. Jordan's talking like he wasn't the running back of the year throughout all of upstate New York for all of like 2010, 2011.
But again, it was like, and that's the thing that I try to harp to my kids that I train and like the kids I teach them stuff. I'm like, yo, it doesn't like I don't really believe in like saying that at that young of an age, like, yes, there is just raw like reaction because of what you get, from the parents you got. Like there's a little bit, but there's only so much where like, how is that really gonna set me apart when it comes to slowly getting older and older and the competition's getting tougher and tougher? It's like, I don't care what I have in my DNA. I believed it. I just believed it. I imagined it. Like Timmy knows, we worked with a woman named Maggie Ferrari who did visualization, the power of visualization. And I would be mentally rehearsing me scoring touchdowns and seeing me make cuts that when people would ask me like, yo, like, what made you make that move? And I was like, I don't know. I just did it because it's reaction at that point. And it's because I fully believed I could. And then it didn't matter. Like Tim said, we had a good year. Donnie, you said like I was the running back of the year, had all these plaques. I had all these accolades, all this stuff.
Yep.
But still the people around me and coaches, when colleges started hitting me up, were like, I don't know. I had D3 colleges coming in saying, sorry, you're too small. D2 colleges like saying like, oh, your grades are good and you're fast, but like, sorry, like you're the right size. You're just, but we like more weight on
the
you.
eye test.
And like to the point, like, to be honest, like, bro, they don't understand how effed up that is for a kid like that. Cause like, they're just they're doing their job. But like, I'm sitting there trying to hold back tears, like but you got to still look this dude in the eye, like make you like, bro. And then to have your own personal coaches when I had the top schools hit up, like finally when Iowa came and like all these other schools were like, I don't know if you should go. You probably won't play till your junior, senior year. Like, yes, are you protecting your kid or athlete a little for expectation? Somewhat. But if your kid has a offer from them and a full ride scholarship, that means that they see something. So you shouldn't be like, oh, I don't know. Like I was like, again, just another opportunity that people are doubting me and I'm gonna go prove them wrong. Went to Iowa, played my freshman year, started in the bowl game, scored my first college touchdown. And again, like things, things didn't go full circle. Well, I mean, yeah, I am happy where I am right now. But the point is, like, college went well. Senior year, 12-0, first time school history. Went into the NFL, broke my hand in camp with the Kansas City Chiefs, and then had an opportunity with the LA Rams.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Bro.
And we'll talk about that later. I tell people all the time, they don't get how fast Tyreek Hill is. Like we came into camp together. Me and Tyreek Hill came in camp together. Me and him were sitting at tables having lunch together. Like, so me and him talking together.
You seen Tyreek Hill live and direct, full on just sprint.
Bro, we were in competition for punt return.
Wow.
Like, and as soon as I saw this dude take off, I was like, hey. There's like I believed hard to get where I'm at from what I've had and like my body size. And like I proved a lot of people wrong, but like there's still, when it comes to direct contact, like on one day, I come up and see this dude that's just another freak nature, just blessed athlete who's worked hard, but blessed. I can't be mad at that. Like,
yeah,
there is nobody like him right now. He is.
I cannot wait to get into
a man as fast as lightning. I can't even imagine seeing him right in front of me.
Bro, he's exactly.
It
so
might be
to
the level of Usain Bolt. I wonder how faster Usain Bolt is.
But again, like the point is, like, yeah, I didn't make it. I didn't finish it. Like all my injuries held me back. I played in Japan because I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'll come back as soon as I get the call. Jets called me while I was sleeping and tore my ACL out there. And like had to come back again, injuries, teams were calling me, but my agent was like holding stuff off. And then obviously that stuff all came out. Came back, finished again in Japan, tried to do indoor CFL, but injuries, had my groin done twice. It's just like, so things happen, but like in that time, I'm gonna be like, woe is me. I wish I was in the NFL, should have did it. But like right now, I am doing what, regardless of if I did go to the league or not, at the point I feel like most people get to is like, once you live life a certain way, like I feel like you finally get to some point in time, regardless of age, you just finally acknowledge it as like, it's time for me to plant my seed to get back. And it's like, how can I truly leave an impact? And I'm just like, I want to be able to help kids and train kids and get them to like learn the life lessons that we learn later in life, for them to acknowledge and understand earlier on, so they can not make some of the same mistakes. And
lead by example. You're leading by example.
And that's what matters. Because we would say to our kids all the time, like I heard this when I was in it's called Athletes in Action, this Bible ministry on campus. And this dude was like, you can have your name in plaques. You could have your name in record books. Those things will be remembered on paper, but are you really talked about? It's how you affect people personally is how you get really remembered forever. And it's like, and I was like, dang, like it's true. Like you think about there's plenty of people who have made crazy impacts in our world with inventions they've done, small like things in that. But who are people we really remember? Martin Luther King, motivational movements,
impact,
with technology,
Elon Musk,
the way he spoke, the way he spoke again, led like those things. It's beyond.
And I must say, one popular thing they say too is, I mean, the highest form of human power is inspiring others. So
it really is.
How to inspire others. You're using your power wisely and greatly. So
being a human being, dude. Yep.
That's what matters.
People, that's all you can do.
Yeah. And being a human being, like, and being able to be inspired and to move into action, like that's one of the best gifts we've been given.
Yeah.
Like, dude, my dad, he inspires me to walk every day. He's walking every day, and I'm like, it literally moves me into action during the midday. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, my dad's gonna do it no matter how cold it is. Like, I don't have an excuse, and like that inspires me to action. And every time we hang out now, he walks, and I'm like, dude, that, like, you are inspiring. Just you moving into action, moving someone else into action. I think that's what we all aspire to.
I feel like definitely everything is a domino effect, man. The domino effect is always a butterfly effect or something. So
but the thing is like, that's how it truly is in reality. But like, you don't realize that till you take a step back and like see the whole picture. And that's where, like, Tim, what you were saying is like, there's a certain point where you get to that like pinnacle where you understand. Like, it's not so much like it's not so much like witnessing and seeing what's going on, but it's like fully acknowledging and being aware. Like, it's not, like you said, it's not just your dad's actions. You see how his actions, and you're reflecting how they actually make you feel and inspire you, and that makes you want to spread that. And like, that's what. And again, it's like when you were younger, you just like liked it, experienced it, and it was just only here, and you were like, it was just the one-on-one, and you admired it. It was so great. But then once you get older, you're like, yo, like, I get why this makes me feel great. And like, this makes me want to make other people feel great. And when I do that, like, when I make people feel great, I feel great. Like, you just get that. And that's the point.
Story.
It's like,
it's synergy is more important than energy.
And
it's like it's all about synergy.
Let's be clear here. That synergy is what great teams need. That people are made to be in teams and be packed. That's why I love the game of football. That's like these teams are lucky if they have 18 or more games, and they need to put it together for that amount of time. It's not 162. It's not 82. It's 18. And this epic episode on the Super Bowl, which is the GOAT versus the kid, is exactly that. Two teams that have found the synergy at the right times and can turn on and off. The GOAT, Tom Brady, he's in the Super Bowl again
against the baby GOAT, the kid.
And the baby GOAT, kid, Patrick Mahomes. Like, what Jordan, in your opinion, what makes great teams so good? Like, what made our team so good in our state championship run and just all the way through? Like, we played 6 years together at Blockford. I just, like we were saying, like, you trust me, I trust you, just to get the job done. I don't ever have to look at you and be like, oh well, Jordan.
It's all telepathic.
I gotta make sure he's doing. And basically, what a football team does is move into synergy. What do you think makes a team so great? What that these two teams have gotten to the pinnacle of the NFL? What do you think makes these two teams great in their own way?
Mm-hmm. Well, first, let me just give a little fact. Let me say first, I heard this from somebody else, so if it ain't true, don't come back at me. But the thing is, I literally heard it tonight.
Air quotes.
I literally heard it tonight, though. So it's funny you say that, like you call it like baby versus the GOAT. I didn't know that Patrick Mahomes was in kindergarten when Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl.
Oh, true story?
Like, what? And now he's playing him in the Super Bowl? Like, bro.
That is mind-blowing.
Wow. And it's like, and it's the thing is like, that ain't no boost on Mahomes. Like, it's like, kudos to you, Mahomes. But Brady, bro, like
43 years old in the Super Bowl with a new team. He has the same amount of NFC championships as Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. That's wild.
But to him, like, how does that feel? Like, I'm like, imagine literally like right now the job you got. And then you see a baby in the building just chilling, and then 20 years from now that guy comes back like, here, I'm for your job, and they're like, hey, you got to give that guy your job. Like he's playing a dude that was in kindergarten and like a child. That's wild. Crazy. That is crazy. That was a dumb analogy I gave, but like, that's just wild.
What a time to be alive.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
But yeah, no, Tim, you already touched on it, bro. It's trust. That's what it is. It's because trust goes beyond just the verbal. Like, it's where, again, like you said, you don't got to say nothing. You just feel it. You don't have to, you think about it even in its most simplistic form. Like, let's say on defense, a missed assignment, not like a missed assignment because a kid didn't know, or like, but like because he chose not to. Let's say a defensive end, it's fourth and 1, pinnacle point in the game. The defensive end was told to hold the edge, and instead he wanted to go sack the quarterback. So he tried to beat the guy inside. The quarterback ran outside for the first down. They win the game because they're running the clock out. As much as like you could say, oh, this could have happened, that could happen. Like, that was a pinnacle moment that could have been fixed if that kid just trusted his assignment, did his role, and he would have been in the right spot. Who knows? The guy could have not made the tackle, but the point is he would have been in the right spot. And again, you can't I'm not trying to say put the blame on a kid for going through a situation like that, but I'm just saying in the example of just that small, when you think of it in the larger scale, I trust that you're going to do your job. He trusts that you're going to do his job. And it's 11 guys trusting everybody's going to do their job. So all they got to do is focus on theirs. And best believe if you're in front of them, their full focus is on you. It don't matter. Like, and that's where it slowly grows, where it's not individuals anymore. It's literally a unit. And that's where, and I tell people example of my senior year at Iowa, like we went 12-0 first time in school history.
Sheesh.
But we had
That's incredible.
only one guy get drafted, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Yeah. And it wasn't
Austin Blythe, center.
One
guy.
From that team?
From my senior year. Class. From my senior year, yeah, we had one guy get drafted. We had other guys get signed and play, like they did go on and actually play with teams, but only one guy got drafted. But then the next year, guys, that was like George Kittle, CJ Beathard, Desmond King, like guys who like went and played Jaleel Johnson, guys who are like playing right now still. And
bro, I can't.
But that's the thing.
Like CJ is a legend. Like what happened? It's so unfortunate what happened to his brother and everything. But he got that win on the anniversary. Like, you know what I mean? I just you know, and he plays his ass off. Like he really. I don't know how he was a third string this year. He should have been. He's
one of the toughest guys I've ever known. He some of the hits he's taken, the way, you know, and I know other people like that too, but and like I'm not trying to say like other guys I played with don't have that, but like I'm giving 100% kudos to CJ because moments of seeing him literally limping back to huddles, like calling plays, and like he'll
tough guy.
The reason why our screenplays, like Tim, you say I give back, like I 100% give back my success on screenplays to him sitting in the pocket and getting wrecked to throw the ball last minute. Like almost every screen, he would get demolished just to make sure he waited last second for it to be perfect timing. And like he was that type of dude. So like, you know, again, we're cool friends. We don't talk as much. I don't get to see him as much, but like I know if I saw him in person, it just act as like, you know, we've seen each other for a while. And like kudos to him for everything. But yeah, Tim, just like you said, like that's all it is. These two teams that are playing in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs, the Bucks, they got athletes, they got good guys. The NFL is full of them, and it does matter by when, you know, with teams getting the right puzzle pieces. But in the end, it is who is all in with trusting each other and putting everything they got into just believing in one another, and who's the full team. Team is more than just, you know, the 4-letter word it is. It's like who's the real team. And these are two of them for sure. Obviously they wouldn't have made it here or not, but like the people they got on their squads are, you know, they prove it.
It's true. You know, one of the things with great teams is just having that cohesiveness. In the Chiefs, they have it. They only let certain people into that, you know what I mean, that realm, and they're a tight-knit group. They lock down Mahomes. They lock down Travis. They lock down Tyreek Hill. And they just have endless Le'Veon Bell, like boom, 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 all the way through. And
weapons for days.
Without a doubt. And the fact that Mahomes is taking the contract that he's taking right now, and it's just like literally money that's spread out every year, like 20 mil, boom, boom. He's like,
that just shows he's all about the team.
He wants to win as many as Brady. Like, you know, now on this, do you guys think, you know, with the Super Bowl matchup? Now we'll get into that into a second. I feel like it wouldn't be an NFL show if we didn't mention that the fact that Carson Wentz is probably most likely 90% chance going to be the next quarterback that's taken. What do you guys think of that? Where do you think? It was the Colts and then it was the Bears. I feel like this is such a Bear move to do.
And Carson Wentz be the next quarterback to be picked up, free agent quarterback to be picked up.
Oh yeah, bro. Today on Twitter, it's hot. The block is hot. They want a first-round pick, and I'm like, yeah. So basically, you're paying to take that contract, but also at the same time, like, give you picks, like especially after last year. I'm like, this guy might be broken. He might be broken.
Yeah, I mean,
his liability has increased every year, so it's just it matters how desperate the team is, I guess. In lack of better terms, I feel how desperate they need a quarterback.
Yeah, that's facts, dude.
And and that's the point. Is like, he was an amazing athlete in college, and his first year in the league, he went off, and he did good. And even though he got injured, he was primarily the reason they went to the Super Bowl. And then, my boy Nick finished it off for him. But the point is, like, he had it, but injuries they happen. And after that, he just slowly started falling off, and like you can't it's obviously also a full team effort too with the success of a quarterback. He has a lot on his shoulders, but he hasn't panned out those ways. So I've heard Bears, like you said, Tim, I've heard Colts from you, but I'm sorry to say for him, but he's just not going to be that future guy for you. He's just the slot to fill and temporarily until you find that next franchise.
I hate to say it too. That's how I feel about I'm not gonna lie, Matt Stafford. I know we'll get to that later, but Matt Stafford, great quarterback right now, but just longevity, I'm not so sure about him.
Oh, longevity of it. Yeah, I mean, Matt Stafford, he'll be 33. He's got the way things are now. We can basically say quarterbacks probably, if they're like 33 or 34, they probably have at least 5 to 6 more years just because of technology, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, technology, recovery, all different things. The only thing that probably is not the same.
Robot quarterbacks out here. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean Andrew Luck. He didn't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? Andrew Luck. Yeah. He was in there and he's like, he basically was told like he probably had to retire just because the injuries and shit. He would get hit like crazy, dude. I hope the Colts don't get Carson Wentz just because I'm like, you guys could definitely afford another quarterback that is legit. Like I think even Jacoby Brissett over him there, and then the Bears, bro. How they traded for Nick Foles, that obviously didn't work out. He wasn't the guy. He wasn't the Super Bowl.
We got to see where if it does happen, where Deshaun Watson is going to be placed. If he does end up leaving Houston, but. I think all these teams are all going after one big fish, and if that big fish is not available no more, then they're just going to move on to the next thing. But as you see, though, I know people are getting on Brett Favre because he said something that these players make way too much money to even really voice their opinion or have demand trades or things of that nature.
Brett Favre was off his rocker again. He got a whiskey. He put on his Wranglers. Were a little.
He did. Like probably just got off the tractor. And I mean, mowed a couple.
His New Balance sneakers were they probably got dirty.
A little too tight. They were a little too tight on his feet.
Yeah, they probably got a little tight on his feet, and he was like, "Oh, I got to get New Balances, White Dad 3000s, and some Wranglers from the Walmart." Like, sorry guys, it's been a bad day.
That's like he said, it's old school. I guess that's that old school mentality in one way or another. But at the end of the day, you see what the modern day quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers does. You can catch him in the back of a pickup truck. I mean, just sipping on an 8-pack, just living his life, chilling, taking it day by day. See what happens.
That was dope. I love Aaron Rodgers. What if I wasn't a Steelers fan, I'd probably be a Packers fan because watching Aaron Rodgers. And the NFL honors are tonight, so we're gonna. I think that's the next thing we should probably get into, and then we're gonna start the big deal for the big game. Now let me ask you guys something before we head into that. Super Bowl, pizza and wings or go? What do you like? What's your favorite out of what usually you have at the Super Bowl? What's a maybe appetizer or something like that? Like if you were to go to a house for a party, Super Bowl party, you're like, I hope blank is there.
Pizza and wings, I feel, is always, you never can go wrong with that. But if I had to say my preference is like, I'm going to a Super Bowl party. I'm a big fan of platters. Know what I mean? So if you have like those little mini subs and chicken tenders and French
pigs
fries,
in a blanket.
pigs in a blanket, little stuff like that. I wouldn't mind.
Bacon,
A little bit of potluck vibes. I don't mind the potluck vibes. I mean, little mini subs, chicken tenders, French fries, maybe some mini burgers. If it was something all exclusive, but I can deal with pizza and wings all day. You never can go wrong with pizza and wings. I'm actually trying wings tomorrow myself, so.
Yeah, like Super Bowl food, I would say my go-to is definitely pizza, wings, but I love having that like taco dip for the nachos or the buffalo chicken dip for the nachos. Like I love it's
outrageous.
Those hot
be bussin'. The buffalo dip be bussin'.
Yo, buffalo dip. Yo, you know what? You know what's an underrated Super Bowl snack? Stromboli.
Like, oh yeah.
Garbage that just like it's basically pizza, just like in more like
like little bite-sized roll pieces. Yeah, oh yeah, those are smack. My grandpa,
calzone way too. I guess.
Yeah, calzone Stromboli. Yep.
Yeah, my papa does that for Christmas, and I love it.
Yeah, so good.
Some ranch, some Chick-fil-A sauce.
You ain't wrong, bro. What do you now? If you're gonna have a Stromboli or something like that, what do you flavor? What do you think? Like pepperoni and cheese, the classic. Like some buffalo chicken dip in the Stromboli.
Oh,
what do you think?
That sounds exclusive right there.
That's good too, but I'm just classic pepperoni cheese. Like,
yeah, I can second that. That's all I need. It's gonna be a nice little something to dip it into.
It's never done me wrong. It's never done me wrong. So
ever.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's
never been an off day. There's never been an off day with cheese and pepper. Never.
That's all the brother need.
I started on pepperoni and bread sandwiches.
Hot, served hot, pressed.
Hot and fresh for you.
So that you're right, Tim. That's a gold solid. That's solid.
Love it, bro. I love it. Yep. So, that's beautiful. Now, Matt Stafford trade. Me and Donnie went over this, but I want to get your opinion too. Like, with the Matt Stafford trade.
Wait, hold up. So, Donnie, what's your take on Stafford? Like,
basically,
you said
there's a lot of cap to it. I don't think Matt Stafford was worth whatsoever. I mean,
you don't think he ain't that tough, bro? Did you hear what Teddy Bruschi said?
He's not worth. I'm sorry, he's not worth a whole starting quarterback, 2 first-round picks, 2 future first-round picks, and I believe
we'll see, bro. We'll see.
Nah, it's too much for me. I don't know.
All I know.
I think he was ranked 12 this past season. I mean, number-wise, but that's
with the Lions, bro. There's a lot 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Bro. It doesn't display how good of a quarterback he really is. Just the numbers he had this season.
Saying. That now he's going to a place that actually has weapons.
They didn't trade him for no scrub quarterback. Just saying, Jared Goff. I mean, he's a pretty good quarterback. He's a B+ quarterback. So
we got
Jared Goff
Jordan
and
too.
several future round picks. I mean, who knows? LA might not even have a team within the next 2 or 3 years because they want to give away all their first round picks.
They really do.
I just don't think Matt Stafford was worth that. That's my.
I think I think the Rams with what they do, like. They're just thinking of win now. Like Matt Stafford's good probably for at least another 5-6 years. Like he's he's a tough son of a bitch. Like he does have a lot of his, he gets banged up, but it's because they haven't had an offensive line. Los Angeles Rams offensive line. That's what kept Jared Goff from literally like being mediocre. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
True that.
Jared Goff might be going to die, or if MCDC up there, Motor City Dan Campbell. Biting kneecaps. Is Jared Goff a knee biter? What do you think? Patella terror. What do you think, Jordan?
A lot of cannibalism going on.
Well, hold up.
Yep.
I gotta give my Matthew Stafford take because Donnie, I'm telling you, bro. Mark my word. The Rams will be in the Super Bowl next year.
Oh. That's a bold statement.
I
feel it though.
Look how far they went with Jared Goff.
Second round of the playoffs.
They have, if not, the best defense in the NFL.
They were.
It's a conversation. They have a
They're
great
on
defense.
the Mount Rushmore this year.
Tell me they don't have receivers. Tell me they don't
do.
have a good
Cooper
offensive
Kupp,
line.
Animal. They
Now
do.
listen to this. Listen to this. And again, Donnie, I honestly like I'm being straight up. Like I would say a month ago, yeah, if someone asked me, I'd be like, no, Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback. I think he'll do good with the Rams. But like recently, I saw these stats and like even the story coverage says mind-boggling stats about Matthew Stafford. So just right off the bat, he's an all-time leader in every Lions quarterback stat. Doesn't matter what you think of, he's a leader in it. Like that's just ain't even got to get into numbers with that. But Matthew Stafford he's the fastest quarterback ever to reach 30,000 passing yards. Like
dude's legit.
And since this 1970 merger of the AFL and NFL. And he did it in just over 109 games, and that's the fastest ever by any quarterback. And and there's just like, bro, there's just mad, like, they're like mind-boggling stats. And that's the thing, like, yeah, he didn't have a lot around him, but like he is good. He is, and it's like sneaky.
Remind me though, how old is Matt Stafford? Remind me.
He just turned 33, bro. That's 33 still young for a quarterback now.
And he's been in the,
but the thing is, we don't
for a little over a decade.
I know, but how do we? But the thing is, like, that's the other thing about why I love who's in the Super Bowl right now, Tom Brady, is because since he's doing it now, that means someone else can. So now Matthew Stafford at 31, he don't look old no more. Like, because that's like, and that goes all the way back in history. Yeah. That goes all the way back in history. There's the guy, Roger Bannister. Quick story. Roger Bannister, he was the first guy ever to break the 4-minute mark. Before that, they thought it was humanly impossible. Once he broke it, it was like a couple months later, someone else did. And today, over 50,000 people, including high school athletes, have done it. What changed? Because one person did it, it was found it was possible. Tom Brady is old. He's out there playing a dude that was in kindergarten. That now proves that it is humanly possible. So now 31 don't look 31 no more. You got Russell. How much money does Russell Wilson pay on his body a year?
All these quarterbats are not Tom Brady, though. It's saying all these quarterbacks are not Tom
Brady. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like how many people when Michael Jordan was saying there was nobody like him ever again. LeBron James.
People still argue that to this day.
But it's a different.
People still argue that to this day.
But LeBron James is still. But LeBron James is still something to be amazed of. He's broken how many categories? That's what I'm saying.
He'll always be in that
list. That's what I'm saying. There will be another. You just don't know when. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Matthew Stafford could go out 32. Like, he could be shot next year. Like, yeah, a lot could happen. But like, since Tom Brady's doing it and is the first to ever do it, it means it's possible. That's all.
I agree.
Don't know who's next.
100%. So I guess he just wasted his years at Detroit, basically, because I mean, if you look at it, the numbers talk, but it's just he has nothing to prove it with.
Think about another quarterback who's also that same way, has no rings, no nothing, but definitely will be a Hall of Fame quarterback because we can all agree he was good. Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers. Yeah. And
he has nothing to show it. He has nothing to show it, but we know he is a dang good quarterback.
Bro, quick story about Philip too. He played the AFC Championship game versus Tom Brady versus the Patriots with a torn ACL. That is confirmed. Like, just for that alone, I was like, he never missed a start. He was a tough son of a bitch. Like, yeah, he doesn't have a ring, but like, he's good. He's like, I live my legacy. I did,
It's simply like the thing is, like, you think about back then. Sorry for the people who played the NFL way, 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 way back. Like, they started it. Like, thank you for the foundation of our history of what the game is today. But it's like the things that you can do for your body now is insane,
ridiculous.
What did Russell Wilson say? Like, he spends $3 million a year just on taking care of his body. Like,
I know LeBron
Tom
and
Brady
he knows the
said
Tom
the same
Brady
thing.
diet. Yeah,
And
he
that's
knows
the
Tom Brady
Mamba
diet.
mentality, bro. It's the you know
And
what I
now,
mean?
how many of these young bucks like Mahomes, Tyreek Hill are getting it at a younger
They're starting
age?
early, yeah.
That's why it's like that's what I'm saying. Like humans, we evolve. Like it doesn't matter. Like slow. Like
That's why I
obviously
would
not
say
too
though, if I
bad,
had
but, like
to compare any quarterback right now to beat Tom Brady or have the potential of Tom Brady, it'll literally be the dude he's going to be playing tomorrow, Patrick Mahomes. Because end of the day, Matt Stafford, I know he's been playing for a sucker team for most of his career, mediocre at best. But if he's going to be still 42, 43 years old playing football, is he still going to have the same impact Tom Brady has? I feel like Tom Brady's in his own league, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, you
But
can't.
Tom Brady is the bar,
Tom Brady
though.
is.
You know what I'm saying? He's the bar. Here's particularly why I think Matt Stafford will be successful. He's got a good play action offense now, real good, and Cam Akers is a beast. So he has a running back that is going to absolutely explode next year. He's got that. They do very well off the play action. He's got weapons. He's got Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Josh Reynolds looked real good too. He just needed players around him. I think he's a guy you build around them, and Detroit's just done a terrible job doing that. So now he has a competent offense, a top
like name how many Lions receivers can you name that have been great in the
Besides
past?
Megatron.
Megatron.
Yeah, Megatron was amazing, but he was like what, 10 years ago now? Like we're getting old. Like
yeah.
like think about name a receiver. Like
That's
he
true.
doesn't have people. But he's going to the Rams, got receivers and running backs, and then again, their defense is
it's phenomenal. They'll keep them in games. Yeah.
Let's carry them to the playoffs. So
absolutely,
they
had quarterback controversy in the playoffs. Like now they don't.
Yeah.
They know who their guy is because Matthew Stafford. He is a guy. He's a guy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't saying he's a Tom Brady. Like comparing it on
no.
Tom Brady is his own person. I'm just saying like you can be wowed now of like because you just can't expect it.
True.
But the point is like what Timmy said too is like when you do look at the fine details of the offense, the people, the pieces they got, the coaches, like he's got an opportunity. They already went to the playoffs with a lesser quarterback. He's better than Jared Goff. So
I agree.
I can definitely concur with that.
And I think too the thought process in getting him, even though they gave up a lot. So they don't. We went over this in the last episode, but we'll go. I like the thinking too. Is like you dump that contract, Jared Goff. They clearly didn't want them. I mean, they did John Wolford over their $100 million quarterback. Those picks, they go, well, Stafford's only got 2 years left on his deal. So we're getting a first round player that we would have probably drafted a quarterback at that position. And then the third round, it's like, okay, a third round too, and we dump the contract, saves cap so we can build a little bit around him because they have a little older offensive line. But they're basically getting Matthew Stafford out of there. Now he can be successful, not being held down by an organization as terrible as the Lions.
And I mean, to be honest, like even like I look at the picks that they gave. It's like you can make an argument like that could be a lot, and then you can again just like you did make the argument. It's like I mean, no, it's they're putting their marbles out. I think it's a sure bet. That's what I think. Like I think they're just like, let's put some chips in
right now.
They're all
Tim said they are trying to win right now. That's the LA way, I guess.
Let's just see because if this pans out. Because if this pans out,
what you gave up, if it got you to the ultimate goal, which is the Lombardi Trophy, which is that game is happening tomorrow. Is it? We made it. We made it.
Better be Matt Stafford in there around this time next year. Like Jordan said,
I wrote it down.
They only did this move to be in the Super Bowl. So let's hopefully they can do that.
We got video evidence and audio evidence. So I'm gonna place my bet down right now.
But hey,
if you said it, yep, cool.
But that's the thing again, full circle, like you said, going back to Brady. Look what he's done. First time ever a team is hosting their own Super Bowl. First time in said Tim.
I think that's one big reason he wanted to go, and he knew He had a lot of talent. They just needed a leader. And you have Tom Brady on your side. I mean, why would we ever bet against him? I don't understand. But then at the other hand, we have probably the best quarterback we've ever seen in Patrick Mahomes with what he can do. All in the same game. Again, this is the rematch. This is the one that Tony Romo called right after the game. Do you guys remember that? Tampa Bay, Kansas City. He was like, "Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to see this back here in Tampa." In Tampa, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay." And then it came to fruition.
You know what I'm like? Marvin Harrison did.
You know what I want to like? What I really hope for Mahomes, just because of like one, his talent, but again also his character and the type of person he is.
Yeah.
And like I'm also gonna use this as an example to pay respect.
He's selfless.
Like I hope he is like how we felt when watching the no other Kobe when he was young to what he became. Like the fact that we were able to witness
for
something like
we're witnessing greatness.
You saw Young, he was the guy, he had the mentality, he was tough and he was amazing. And then you saw the way he developed, the impact he made on the world. Like I hope to see
that multi-champion mindset
because he's already doing it at a young age.
Exactly.
And like we're now able to witness it. And it's like I really hope the best for him.
Yeah, dude, me too. The only thing I believe Patrick Mahomes is a saint for having to deal with his brother, bro. You guys been seeing those TikToks, bro?
No, I haven't. I'm not going to speak on that.
Wild.
No.
I mean, to be honest, you ever go?
I'm not going to stay here in front, Tim. I have seen a few, and I'm gonna keep it at a few.
I've turned them off very quickly. I'm like, no, I can't. Patrick Mahomes, you got to be a saint for dealing with that all your life.
Wait, what?
It is what it is. Nah, I mean, it's the PayDirt podcast, so we love everybody.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, so like, what? His brother's like embarrassing or crazy or what?
Little strange on the TikTok. But hey, listen, do you?
No, people are out there. Some people are out there.
Hey, but first of all, if we're gonna talk about strange or we're talking about a side of Mahomes, now we gotta talk about a side of Brady.
Oh,
I do it. Hey, he said to his son, "Hey, come back. That wasn't a good one."
It's so weird. It's so weird.
You know what's funny? You know how I think it's the NFL YouTube channel. They have the behind the mic scenes and all that during the games. They have the behind the mic and listen to the players were talking about in the conversations and all that.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. And after Tom Brady beat the Packers a couple weeks ago during the conference championship game, the first thing I respect, of course. Now, I mean, a father-son relationship, that's something you can't break. That's something strong right there. That's a big bond. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if y'all seen it or heard about it, but the first thing Tom Brady did, he went straight to the stands, man. Went to go see his son, and the first thing he did was give him a nice hug and a nice little kiss through the helmet. Definitely looked like it was attempting to go in the oral area, just saying. But I just shows you, I guess, you know what I mean? Some fathers love their sons that much.
Yo, did you see
I'm gonna leave it
meme?
at that.
You guys see the meme of where he's hugging his son, and his son says like, "Oh, well, what is that feeling, Dad?" And Tom Brady's like, "That's the weight of all the souls of Green Bay Packers fans coming out of their body." I was like, "Oh, wow!" The internet wins again.
The internet will still forever be undefeated. Yeah, forever be undefeated.
Internet will always be.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it become my friend. That's it. Me and the internet be best friends. That's all I gotta say.
Fact. Bro, I'm super pumped. Let's get into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes, the pizza and wings, the buffalo chicken dip of the Super Bowl game.
You're making me hungry.
We made it here. We made it through the whole season. Now, let's get into that nitty gritty of it. Who you guys taking? Are you taking we see the lines, the spread? Would you take the Chiefs to cover? Are you taking the Bucs to cover and win? What's your guys' thoughts? Donnie, I'll start with you. What do you got for your preview and prediction?
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. This one has really been a toss up, a juggle for me all week. But obviously, every team has its own strengths and weaknesses, and just the matchups in this game is just gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, and I mentioned this before on the last episode, but I think Jordan, you got to know this too. I predicted Tampa Bay being in the Super Bowl. I want to say
You did.
around halfway through the season, around
You did.
week 7, maybe our 4th or 5th episode with this PayDirt podcast. I just seen the stars aligning with Tom Brady being down in Tampa Bay, man. Like like to say too, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, especially that
Fact.
he has Robert Gronkowski on his side too, and
Yo, if
elite
you guys are
defense.
what do you think too is like if I was a betting person, what I would do is I would put a bet on Gronk scoring a touchdown. Whatever odds
For
those were,
sure, Brady's
I
definitely
would
going to try to get it to him,
I would put
100%.
my life savings on it. Like that Tampa Bay offense, it needs
For
to get
sure.
going, and it can't go possessions without scoring or even field goals. It's almost like versus the Chiefs. Any possessions that you can limit them not having and scoring a touchdown every time. Touchdown efficiency is how teams beat them by actually scoring on every drive.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about this Chiefs is just they can score and turn on at will in any of the possessions. They
Th-
can
Flip
just
a switch. They flip
They
a
do,
switch that quick.
but they do. But I don't know why. I just got a feeling deep down in my heart that Brady is just gonna come out with some
That's
fierce,
I'm on the same page.
fierce
I'm on the same
competitiveness
page, Jordan.
that I
yeah.
like.
I'm
Hear
on
me
the same
right
page.
now. Hear me right
Yeah.
now. Say this right now tonight. You may think I'm crazy. Tom Brady is
Noted.
going to win the game
And the
by a
MVP.
last minute touchdown by Chris Godwin on a corner route.
Oh,
Ooh, running
that,
just
that was definitely written in cursive right there. That was real. That was real descriptive too. And he
my
said the
guy.
guy went on a corner route.
So
On top of
I'm
that,
Ooh,
just saying, I'm just saying,
that's
last
real,
if
second.
real
this
Pacific right
happens,
there.
Don't give
not
I
Tom
can
if,
see
Brady
that.
if, not if, but when this happens,
Mm.
y'all will be comparing me to the Simpsons.
Oh, Futurama up in here,
Back to
yo.
the future out here.
You'll
I,
have to wait and see.
I
Wait and
feel it.
see.
I feel it. I'm,
Okay,
I'm really on the same
Donnie,
page as you,
Donnie,
Jordan.
what's
Though I
your
got I
what's your
got
pick?
Tampa Bay taking it too, man. It's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be kind of a last minute game too, but I feel like Tom Brady's gonna come out on top with this, man. Get his 7th
Hmm.
ring. No lie.
I
No lie.
man, I
You
feel
better
if
find that, see if that's bets in a FanDuel right there.
I
There's all
know
types of bets on FanDuel.
facts, bro. That
Hmm.
Guy
thinking
won the
about
corner
like
route.
Tom Brady hit betting against him like I always do, but it's like you always seem to lose. Like it's just uh, uh I
I
got the
want Kansas City to win. I want Kansas City
yeah.
to win, but I think Tampa Bay is gonna come out on top.
Yeah. See, I got
Close
I got
game.
I got the Chiefs. I think they're going to cover too. The Chiefs are just going to the betting against Brady. I think they're going to be smart and not give him a lot of time at the end of the game to do anything with. Because if you give Tom a minute or even like up to 30 seconds, he will find a way to shred you and win the game. But
And
you
let's
got to
not
make sure
forget
at the
these two defenses are two suck at stopping the pass. Both Kansas City's and Tampa Bay's defense suck at stopping the pass. I mean, I believe Tampa Bay was
true.
they were 7th with most passing yards on them and passing touchdowns.
Okay. Whew. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Um, seeing seeing as that's the case, but here, I think the Bucks do have the advantage. I'm going to go with the Chiefs, but
Go with your
I do think the
intuition. I know you
Bucks.
don't want to though, Tim. You might as well go
Yeah,
with your intuition.
yo, I if this is the big if Tampa Bay can get pressure and we've already seen now Eric Fisher, their left tackle is out, the right tackle is out as well. You got you got JPP, you got Nick Dominic Sue, who is the run stopper. You got Vita Vea, who is an absolute freak of a man, and then you got Shaquille Barrett on the outside. If I think the Kansas City is going to get the ball out quick, they're going to stop them down and then go for the big play. And I think Kansas City runs the ball too because the less possessions you can give Tom Brady because he's efficient, the more. but it's going to come down. It's going to come down to how the defenses play. Um, Tampa Bay wise, their defense, they need to make sure there is 4 eyes on Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill at all times. The outside corners,
That's all they're focused on.
yep, they
No,
need
Devin
to.
White's gonna have the most tackles, man. I could see him really having the most tackles
Okay,
for ever in a game for a player for Super Bowl. Let's gotta put
really?
that out there. Yeah.
Do you think like JPP, like
JPP too. JPP too.
Yeah.
That's you're right.
You think
You're
they
right about
eat?
that.
You think
The
they
Haitian
eat?
sensation. 100%.
They eat?
100%.
Okay.
Let's
Jordan,
remind you,
what do you
JPP
think
played
about
Tom Brady in the Super Bowl 2011, I believe, about literally a decade ago.
it? Fact.
So he knows
And
what that pressure is
yeah.
about, literally and figuratively.
Champion mindset. What do you think, Jordan? What do you think the pass rush? What do you think they do to combat the pass rush?
I just think that, I mean, the toughest bout is going to be just really covering Tyreek Hill, knowing where he's at. And again, seeing, and the tough thing about Tyreek Hill that people don't really understand too is like the amount of positions he can be in is he just runs every single type of route. So that's why it's so hard to also cover him just beyond his just athletic ability. Like sometimes you have receivers and positions that come in that over time during games, they do certain amount of routes that over like you compile all that, like you have general managers in your football rooms that are getting all this stuff and knowledge and putting in percentages and typing it up and giving it all to the coaches in nice packages saying, yo, when this receiver's in, 80% of the time he runs these short routes. And when this guy's in,
the analytics,
they have those types of stats. So the point is like it's hard on a guy like Tyreek because when he's in, he's put in so many different places. He will go deep. He'll be able to run short, do now,
double motion
in a running back. Like he can do a lot. So he's the weapon that they really, really gotta watch. But I like the matchup with Kelce. Like Kelce is a really good tight end and he's gonna still get open, but Devin White, I'm pretty sure, Devin White for the Bucks, he is a athlete. He is like a safety at a linebacker position, like, but he can also hit. Like, I think he's gonna cover Kelce pretty well. I think he's gonna take that job and he's gonna do good with it, and like he's gonna step up to it. But again, the thing is like if they didn't have a good pass rush, then Kelce's gonna eventually get open. But this pass rush is something. So all it is like them now it's up to the pass rush again, doing their jobs by getting through your block, but then again, focusing on your gap. So even if Mahomes tries to run, he won't have places to go. Like you saw when they went against Rodgers can run, Rodgers can tote, but they were pushing the tackle straight into him that it was caving in on both sides. Like that is a good defensive line.
It is.
It's gonna be a good game because Mahomes will still make his plays. Kelce will make his plays. Tyreek will too.
Because they're gonna put some wrinkles in because now at this point you definitely need some trick plays like Wasp last year versus the 49ers. The shit where Patrick Mahomes literally goes in motion as a quarterback, catches, shovel. Like they're gonna do some shit.
I mean, literally the underhand pass he threw to Travis Kelce too.
Yep.
Conference championship.
They will be ready.
They make it
look
look
They will be ready. That's why I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah, and whatever defense gets a stop or splash plays, that's what I think. To me, I'm going to give this prediction now, and I love this. This came true. I think the Honey Badger takes a pick six, bro. I think Tyler boom, and he just makes. He's the rover, bro. He's everywhere. 100%. He's everywhere. He's a hawk, bro.
I mean, he's good. He is good. The one thing I do think is going to happen. The one thing I do think will happen is that the Chiefs will come out and lead, and they will lead for almost the majority of the game. But then that's when Tom Brady will really step up. That's what I think is going to happen. But the thing is, like you said, like he is a very good safety, Tyron
Yeah.
Matthews. Like Matthew, he's like
Yep.
again, like just like I gave the analogy for Devin White, like he's the opposite. He is a linebacker at a safety position. Like he's a dude who can cover, but he'll come down and take hits on the run. Like he will
Yo,
come
he
down
will.
100%.
over in
He
your
went
neck.
downhill.
Mhm.
Downhill.
It's just scary though, because you can Kansas City can have, like you said, Kansas City can take the lead, but Tom Brady can creep back. So just to think about if the score was there, the Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers were down by 3 possessions, even at the half, I'm really not going to count Tampa Bay out, and that's the crazy
No,
part.
that
That's how
they
scary
came
it
back
is.
the last game, bro.
That's
Everyone
why
thought
I
the
don't.
Chiefs were
It's
gonna.
just, it's just so hard. It's just so hard. Like
Yeah,
Tim, like you said too. How can you bet against Tom Brady? But at the same time, though, how can you bet
hard,
against the Super
hard.
reigning
Hey,
champs?
hey, hey,
Like,
hey, Falcons.
exactly,
Yo,
They
exactly.
felt
bro.
it.
That was ridiculous for real.
Kansas City. Let's put it this way, bro. Even
Definitely
though
one
it
of the
looks
top
like a
five craziest
blowout,
catches too by Edelman.
yeah, for sure. Let's put it
Yep.
this way: the first game these two teams played, uh, we thought it was going to be a blowout. Tyreek, one one quarter had over 200 yards of receiving, like
Mm.
that, which was absolutely nutty. But the Bucks can't make the mistake of putting Tyreek Hill one on one with any of their secondary because they're going to torch him. They're going to torch their ass, and then Travis Kelsey, if they put two over there, Travis Kelsey is going to go in the middle for about 15 yards and get that every time. Like it's just what they do. He's physical. If I'm the defense and Travis Kelsey lines up at a slot receiver, I I want to punish him off the line, or
Mhm.
if he's inside playing on the line, make sure you get hands on him and paws on him immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
you
only way
got
out.
to. You got to.
And
You
that's the thing.
can't
I
you
think
can't just
that's
let him
Tampa Bay's
get that.
defense specialty right there, though, is just being physical off the bat, straight from the line. And that's the only way
They
you
got
can
some
do it.
dogs
And
over
that's the
there,
only,
bro. They
and
got
them
some dogs
applying
over there.
pressure to Brady, exactly. And I think, and as you know, I gotta mention my Giants out there. You see what the boys wearing. You know, I always bleed
Yo,
blue right
that
here.
that shit
It,
is so fresh.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Little
the retro
skills act.
vibes. It's the vintage vibes.
Mhm.
But I think the
Hell yeah.
Giants kind of they put out that they showed you the key how to beat Tom Brady.
Mhm.
Just consistently apply a crazy amount of pressure on that man. You're gonna
Yep.
get to him and you're gonna beat him.
Facts.
Just
Yo,
ruin
I
that
gotta
But
say,
that
I
psychological
gotta say
timeline
first.
but
once
that
again.
line's pretty good too.
Yeah,
They are. They
yeah,
are.
they are.
So
That's why I
I
think
so
it's
gotta
gonna
say
be a
first
battle.
too, before we go, yeah. Last episode, I said Steve Spagnuolo beat Brady twice. That was actually I was actually wrong, so I gotta go back real quick. He's only beat
Okay.
him once. He's only beat him once. He was already a coach for the Rams the second time the Giants did in the Super Bowl.
mhm.
But I believe this will be two for Steve Spagnuolo beating Tom
Mhm.
Brady in the Super Bowl. But
We'll see.
that's just me.
Hey, that
Oh
statement's
yeah.
gonna eventually add up.
But
Potentially.
yeah, like you said, Donnie,
Yeah.
like it's if you apply a lot of pressure on Brady, like he ain't a running quarterback, like it'll be tough for him. But like I do like this Buccaneers line and want to know one reason why I really like their line. I'm a little biased, but at the same time, his stats back it up.
Okay.
Tristan Wirfs, the right tackle, rookie from
Ooh.
Iowa, out of all of his
Ooh.
snaps this year, let up
Shout out to the
one sack
Hawkeyes. Really?
One sack.
That's
That's
as
pretty
a
it.
rookie.
impressive.
One
That's
sack
pretty
out of how
impressive.
many? How many snaps? Do you have that?
Y'all, hold up. I know I took a screenshot of it, so
I respect it. I mean, the
That's
fact that was
yo.
hold on.
I
Shout,
I'm sure he
remember
got
shout
seeing
out
it, and
a
Mr.
I was
fair
like,
amount of
Hawkeye.
playing time.
I don't know if
what?
Jordan. I don't know if you
Hawkeye
are.
gang, Hawkeye
Yeah.
gang.
He
Mhm.
sounds like he might be Mr. Hawkeye number 2 or 1. I don't know. You might have some competition, homie.
Bro, he can take it. That I was like, bro, that is just
Hmm.
great for you, bro. Like to do that at a
Hell
young
yeah.
age too, like
That's respect. That's
that's like
Yo,
I
respect.
said,
and,
like
and
these
you're in the
kids are
Super
coming
Bowl. You're
different.
fucking.
That's
Hell
what I
yeah.
said. These kids are just
Hell yeah.
something else. They're gonna, and it's only gonna get better from here too.
Yeah. Bro, you got to think too, like when people played football back 80s, 90s, it's also a different breed than it is today with like the way these athletes are able to recover, what they do for the body, how much they spend, all that kind of shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like comparing LeBron and Jordan because they also kind of play two different sports, two different basketballs. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Mahomes is
Yeah.
that new wave. Mahomes
And,
is like Giannis, that kind of. He's like,
I
boom.
mean, you
He's
can
just that.
argue.
and
I
that's
mean,
and
this is
that's
literally
just
like Jordan and LeBron on the court right now playing each other,
It
and
is.
that's
We're
just
getting
getting
to
analogy
to it.
witness that.
wise.
This is
But that,
amazing. That's why I'm so excited for this game because we get that. We get to witness that. This is greatness battling greatness.
but
Exactly.
the one thing that you just touched on, Tim, that I also really agree on is like, again, like it's the same game and title and like in the fine detail, but in the
Mm.
actual like energy and environment of it, it's a different game. Like the game of basketball that Jordan played is different than the game of what LeBron's in now. And
Facts, bro.
and then again, just like you said, with like what technology has been able to do, if imagine if Jordan grew up with some of the things that he was able to get now, like the different specific training techniques. You know this, Tim, you're a trainer, like sports medicine, a different technique, like that's vastly changed in the past like 15 years, 20 years. Like
Oh, without a doubt.
it's
But yeah, man, I guess that's really just the revolution of sports. I mean, if you look at a potential GOAT versus a certified GOAT such as LeBron and
Yep.
Jordan, and then also obviously Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, that's definitely gonna be a spectacle to see tomorrow. But I guess it's just the revolution of it. I think Jordan, how you're kind of just touching on, just it's a different game that Jordan was playing when he played compared to
Yeah.
LeBron was playing. And I guess you kind of even say that too when Tom Brady got into the football league one way or another. They can say they definitely protect the quarterback way more now. And Patrick
I
Mahomes living
I
in that type of
yeah.
environment, not
yeah.
since he got in the NFL, which is big. But I guess that's the variable of it. I guess it's always going to be an even playing field though when
Mhm.
Yep.
every player though is
I
playing
mean,
in those
you even
conditions.
you just see it even in positions. Like how many times do you hear now, oh, uh let's say example, again, I'm biased, but his stats line up. George Kittle, not the typical size lineman. I mean, tight end. Like
Yeah.
he's not like large. He's muscular, but he's not like huge and
But
heavy.
he
But
gets after
he
it,
can
bro.
block.
Yeah.
He can block. He can catch.
A
He can
farmer boy strength.
run. Like the thing is, like again, like even Kelsey, like he's bigger, but like he's still not what we used to want as a tight end. Like it's slowly changing. Running
Yeah.
backs, even
And
look at
they're
the difference.
athletes.
We had
Yeah, they're
amazing
athletes.
running backs back in time. Like I was just like Herschel Walker, Earl
Mhm.
Campbell, like
Bo
guys
Jackson.
who again were like, yeah, Bo Jackson, guys who were awesome. And like I'm not saying they wouldn't do well now, but I'm just saying back then we wanted huge, muscular running backs.
Yeah.
How many of those do we have today left? One, Derrick Henry. Like the that are actually, killing it. Now it's quicker, smaller, shorter, lower base, like Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, like there's so many. But it's like it's these guys are still, I'm not saying they ain't muscular, they ain't big, but it's the point is like it's not so much about lineman size big. And then receivers are starting to change. We're getting away from only having tall ones now. You
Yo,
want to
and
tall,
the
like
receiver, yeah, the receivers too. You see the rookie draft class that just came in. You got Chase Claypool, Justin Jefferson, Henry
Devontae
Ruggs,
Smith
Will
for
Devontae.
Alabama.
No, not just that. I'm saying like the last one that came in, like
Oh,
Claypool, all
okay.
that.
Hmm.
Like they came in, they were NFL ready. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
they were good to go. So even that period of people being good, like it's it's now Justin Herbert came in. Like it just the game is evolving. There's just better athletes and people that are just meant to like do that, dude. Like
Mhm.
that that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's why it is a great time to be alive.
Yes, sir.
This,
It is,
and
my
that's
friend.
that's the
It is.
tough thing. Obviously, right now with everything going on, pandemic, there's plenty that we wish things could be different, but just still like the fact that we were still able to make football happen impossible and like yes, there's a lot that families do need, Americans need. Like, let's not get into that. Like, yes, that's a conversation, but I'm just saying, in the context of what we're into right now, so the topic, football, football, as we touched on, does so much for people. It is more than just a game. It
Facts.
makes
I
friendships,
mean, that's
makes
what Super Bowl
relationships.
is
People
not the
get
most
married.
watched event ever in the world. You
Yep,
know,
in which it is. Which
which
it
is
is.
till this day, which is just crazy to me. So,
Yeah, yo,
mind you,
we
there's
were
going to be
going
fans at this game too. I believe 30,000.
what?
Pass,
Yeah,
capacity.
25,000, and then 30,000 cardboard cutouts. Now,
Yeah,
can I be honest with
Yeah.
y'all? Like, can we stop the cardboard cutout shit? Like,
I
you know,
think it's
like
like,
you just
it's like when you go
I
into
don't
like
know.
another country like Korea or something, and they gotta just show you things are looking good when they're really not that good.
Yeah,
Like,
like
what movie was that? What movie was that?
That was
yo, in
The
the
interview.
interview,
The
the
yeah,
interview.
the
interview.
interview, yeah.
He's like, you lied to me,
This apple is fake. This apple is plastic. What is this?
bro. But the fact that he had to bite the apple, like, you can pick
I
it up
just
and know it's
showed.
fake. He's like, oh.
It's like 99.9% the genuine feeling,
Bro.
but you take that part
Mhm.
Yo,
away, that makes it unreal.
Great
It
movie.
shows
Great
you
movie.
it
that is
is.
shout out to the interview.
Yo,
Middle of a
it's fact.
pandemic, I guess
Bro,
that's
Yo,
no,
what it
and
is.
shout out to Texas for that movie, because like y'all remember when that came out, we were about to air it in theaters, and then we stopped because like we were
They get
afraid of the
hacked.
pressure with North Korea,
Yeah.
and
yep.
Texas, even though they couldn't play this on movies, they all, like, not all, but I read this story, like a bunch of towns were playing Team America instead.
Wow.
Wow.
That's definitely
Like,
the Texas thing to do right there.
bro, I was like, that is raw. They're like, oh, what now?
Anything goes in Texas, and they say everything's big. So
It is
Facts.
Texas is crazy.
Facts, dude.
So
Like,
funny.
yo,
watch out
speaking
for
of
Florida man this
quick,
weekend. That's all I gotta say.
quick live update for the fans. NFL MVP is Aaron Rodgers has been named the NFL MVP.
Okay, it's official. That's what's up.
It's official. All that. Defensive Player of the Year. You got Aaron Donald, which I obviously feel like J.J. Watt got snubbed, but that is neither here nor there. He just had the better stats. And I get it. Aaron Donald is a defensive tackle, so it's like harder because he's not coming like full speed. And I get that, but I'm like, J.J. Watt had everything except for forced fumbles. And J.J.
Bro, but again, like you said though, like you acknowledge that like it's a harder position, because not only
Sure.
one, like, you don't get the full head start,
And
but
you're not in
how
space.
many times, like, just watch the film. And again, I'm not saying JJ Watt's a beast too, but I'm saying, how many times is JJ Watt one-on-one? How many times is Aaron Donald one-on-one?
That's true.
Aaron
Yeah.
Donald's is double teamed almost
True.
every play.
Yeah. That's a good take. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I still choose AD over JJ.
Like, he's
Not
another freak
TJ,
of
bro.
nature.
Not JJ. Don't be
I'll take
disrespected.
that.
It's little brother, Hobie. Don't be.
It's all part of the Watts family. They
Wait,
understand.
JJ Watt, you said, right?
No, TJ Watt.
Oh, TJ, my
See,
bad,
I had
bro.
a feeling.
Bro, I said
JJ
JJ
Watt.
Watt.
Word.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, wait, we're not having to think.
But
No, TJ Watt for the
he
Pittsburgh.
almost just as good
All
though
right,
as
well,
Big
still,
Brother. He's almost just as good as Big
regardless,
Brother.
Aaron Donald explanation,
Yeah.
like, he's just,
All right.
It's still
And
the
unanimous MVP, Aaron Rodgers. You guys both think that? Like, there's
um yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has one of his best seasons in the past few years.
he had the
and
best season, even more than his MVP season. That's why I was like, it's got to be a lock. How
I'd
could
be
you
a hater sometimes though, because I'm kind of tired of seeing quarterbacks.
Yeah,
just
I
win
mean,
MVP.
you do drink that haterade. That's big.
Hey,
facts.
listen. You take a sip too. Just saying.
I feel like though it should just be like, I mean, they should. Yeah, I just hate the same way though that it's always quarterback. Like, yeah, it's the hardest position, but again,
That's why I always put out
it's
maybe
hard to
Derrick
really,
Henry bought out this season.
yeah.
I see Travis Kelce bought out.
But
Alvin
the
Kamara
one
bought
thing I
out.
would say that I really do appreciate and like about Aaron Rodgers, especially this season, is again, like, yeah, he had Devontae Adams, but uh, he was not expected with the receiving core that he had to do as well as he did.
Yeah, he
And
made them
he
into
spread the
stars, dude.
wealth.
Yo,
And like Lazard, he's a good receiver, but Aaron
made him
Rodgers
into a great
made him
receiver.
a great receiver this year.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yo,
100%.
and MVS, bro, MVS, he also got a lot of like open looks, and just he could have had at least 4 or 5 more touchdowns, but he dropped them. It's like on big plays, you know. So that his each person's stat also could have been more gaudy. Like Aaron Rodgers still just trusted him, and then Devontae Adams in the red zone, like holy shit. But yo,
That's why I really do kind of wish I was
thinking.
watching Aaron Rodgers play tomorrow. I mean, why I feel like watching
Yeah.
two elusive quarterbacks like that. That's probably one of the most entertainment games you can watch. At the same time,
Gunslinger.
Tom Brady
Yeah.
is the GOAT. You know, the new term that's going on right now is the boat and the GOAT. There is a difference. I want to say there's a significant difference, but there is a genuine difference between the GOAT and the boat. And I'll have to say Aaron Rodgers is the boat and Tom Brady is the GOAT. I mean, you could say Aaron Rodgers is the best to ever do it.
It's fact.
And Tom Brady is the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, and yo, Jordan, I would like your opinion too. We're gonna have some episodes where we do the boat versus the GOAT debate in the off season of different sports and whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely something that the fans can look forward to.
Hey,
now,
just let me know, man.
You know, getting down to the nitty gritty of this game in the end. What score?
Final score predictions.
Yeah,
facts.
that's what I'm thinking. Jordan, I'm gonna let you go first because you're the guest. Let's get a score prediction real quick. Bucks Chiefs, you're taking Bucks, right? Okay. Now, you said late second TD. Did you say 27-24 or something? What was your actual score?
Hey, man.
He's letting those spidey senses naturally just tingle.
Yeah, just let me just feel it, Tim. Let me just feel it, bro.
Let me just vibe, dude.
Well, first, actually, let me say this because I just finally found it. The Tristan Wirfs stats. So he had 769 pass block snaps and only allowed 1 sack as a rookie.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Shout out to Hawkeye gang.
But the score. So I'm gonna say that I think it's gonna be. I would say 20.
That's it?
26. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think, like I said,
you never know these days. Shit.
Like I said, no, I like the over. I think, like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. So I think that Kansas City will score 42 and the Buccaneers will. I'll say they'll score. Yeah, I'll say they'll score 49.
What?
Obi said, "Oh, okay, we gonna double that then. We gonna double it down."
Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Be like the Brown.
I am terrible. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm just terrible. I've never like really guessed game like scores, but all I know is all I saw in my head is how Brady's gonna win. But I know the scores, bro.
Okay.
I'm terrible.
Okay.
I lost.
I was gonna say I'm like 49.
I was second. I was
49,
second
42.
and last in my fantasy league. Like,
Jesus. Like 40. Well, 49, 42.
I mean, I can't even with a score. 49-42 is actually not that bad.
That's a Raven Ravens-Browns score from Monday Night Football, bro.
Mm.
You think that's what it's
How
going to
many?
be?
How many? But how many? What was the score of the Patriots and Atlanta Falcons game?
34-28.
So I was up there too. I mean, it wasn't completely high scoring.
Yeah, but it's not scoring over 90 points. I'm like, whoa.
So
All right.
Well, I mean, at first,
Super Bowl turned to an NBA final score.
At first, don't forget. At first, I said 24-26.
Okay.
And then I also said
that sounds okay.
So at least on the record, I'm saying 2. So hey, if it's somewhere in the middle, I'll still take credit.
So do we both get 2 then?
I hear that.
It's gonna be
black and red.
Y'all been doing this. Y'all been doing this. You only get 1.
Okay. Donnie, what you thinking, bro? You think it's gonna be a blowout, or you think it's gonna be 6-3?
No, I don't think it's definitely not going to be a blowout. To be honest, it's not going to be much of a significant difference either to the final score Jordan said, 49-42. I got the Buccaneers winning 38-34. To be honest with you,
ooh,
it's going to be last minute in fourth quarter. I think it is going to be It's going to be extremely high scoring game. I think these two offenses are just going to be way too elite. I mean, we all know the Buccaneers have a great defense, but at the same time, though, it's like that analogy I always said: what's going to win, an unstoppable force or an unmovable object?
True.
And I feel like just Patrick Mahomes, the way he moves and the offense moves, the weapons he has, I think they're going to have one up, at least a little bit of a one up on the Buccaneers defense to score that many points. But I feel like Tom Brady is still going to come out on top.
Because that's exactly like you said, Donnie. Like, and the one thing that I was just thinking about while you were saying that, I'm literally imagining Tom Brady like just that first week just
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Just pitch and catch, simple.
Like he's just dead focused like never before, and like the way he's studying, the way he's staying up, like I could just see him putting that grit in. And again, that's a testament to the legacy he's built, and he's
won Super Bowls with less.
He has
less weapons, literally,
and not as good as a defense too.
Exactly.
So the thing is, like,
now he got possible. Mike Evans, AB on the bench. I don't know if Antonio Brown's playing, but I mean, we got Scotty Smith, who's balling just as much as Mike Evans. So
yeah,
I mean, he has plenty to play with.
Bro, you mean Scotty Miller?
Oh yeah, Scotty Miller.
Scotty Smith. That's just it's not just your average white guy, bro.
It's a Scotty thing, I guess.
Not a regular Caucasian man.
So the one thing too, I was going to say
receiver
is like when we were talking earlier about Tyreek Hill, and like, yeah, he is a monster, and yeah, he is a beast. But the one thing that I was like curious about when you were first talking about it, so I was like, oh, let me go check this out. Is like Tyreek is a freak of nature, but again, how many games has he been like shut down and not scored on? How many games has he like? I know like there was one point he was tweaked on his hammy, but like I'm even looking now, like the game against and quote me if it was the game he got injured, because I don't know if it, by date, but against the Buffalo Bills on October 19th, he had 3 catches for 3 yards. Oh no, he had 3 catches, 3 targets, and he only had 20 yards receiving, no touchdown. I would take the Bucks secondary over the Bills. And again, and like we said, yes, the Chiefs are going to come out with stuff that they're just going to be ready because they're a great team too. But I'm saying, like, again, like the Bucks do have a capable secondary if they also put that work in to make sure, because obviously, they ain't going into this game like, all right, Tyreek Hill's good, but let's just like have an all full round defensive scheme. Like, no, they're like, let's lock him up first.
I hear that, Jordan, but you gotta say though, but what did Tyreek Hill do last time he played the Buccaneers though? I think that's the highest scoring.
But how many times is it
almost 300 yards and receptions?
Yeah.
But how many times does it happen the opposite though? But how many times does he happen the opposite, that somebody gets shut down, and then the next game they go off. And then just the same happens in the opposite. Like you said,
It's a yin
Tyreek
and a
Hill went
yang.
off.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen again the same
No,
way.
they're
No,
Like
not
you're
gonna make.
they're
100%.
gonna focus on him a whole, because that's the thing is, like, as a
Right.
defensive coordinator, I know for a point
Especially
when
if that
someone
happened
does
like
what
that.
they did, exactly. The way he ripped them, I know that defensive coordinator was
They're
like, yo, I don't
they're
care. If
not
he
gonna
loses this game,
lose.
he ain't scoring.
Yeah, they are not gonna lose.
You're not even gonna
like,
care if they lose the game as long as Tyreek Hill's ain't getting no yards.
yeah,
There,
like
That's true.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
there's gonna be no man played on Tyreek Hill. There's gonna be 2 eyes on him, 2 eyes on Kelsey, and then they're gonna play man on the outside with the other dudes. But they got something cooked up to get the defense swaying the way they want to make the things happen. So
but again,
I'm
you said,
going
Tim,
Chiefs here. I'm thinking
what's
they're
gonna
going
happen?
for it.
Exactly, like you said, what's gonna happen? The outside guys are gonna be put on islands.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you take out Tyreek Hill and you got a guy like Levante, Devin White on Travis Kelsey,
Yep.
what are your corners about, and who are they going up against?
Exactly.
We gonna
And
see
They
who's more man or not. We gonna see who's more man or not.
they got an opportunity. They got some corners that can be on an island with those other receivers that they're quick for the Chiefs. But again, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, you stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes has got to run. Yeah, he's won some games last minute with Hardman. I'm not saying they ain't other athletes, but their corners can match up. Their safeties can match up. I like their rookie safety, Mayfield, I think, from Minnesota.
Antoine Winfield.
Winfield.
Yeah,
I
Antoine.
like him.
They're
And
hungry,
then again, when they're on an island, what does that mean? That they are going to bring that rush, and they got the defensive line for it. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
I love the Chiefs offense, but the Tampa, I feel like they can match up this time. They're the same.
Their secondary is not going to get burned again. And also, I think too, they're going to have to really play man up. And you got to think about it. A lot of these players from the Bucs came over because they were hungry. They knew they could ring chase with Tom Brady. They were hungry. They were willing to take pay cuts. Even though I have the Chiefs winning, I would not be surprised if the Bucs won because of this reason. I got the Chiefs winning 38-28. I think Mahomes, he doesn't leave Brady enough time left, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brady pulled this out. Thinking about it, I'm like, okay, the Bucs are just the emotional aspect. They're hungry. The Chiefs are hungry too, obviously. But you got guys that are salivating just to have the opportunity to be here. They're the underdog, technically. I think it's going to be a just boom, bludgeon back and forth. 38.
What does Vegas have right now? What's the over under? I'm curious.
That I'm not. I think it might be 57.
Okay. Kansas City.
Yeah. Yep. And well, they don't have that. They do have the money line, but it's -3.5 right now. So it's basically projecting the Chiefs to win by 4.
Mm.
Yeah. And your final score is 38-24, TimboSlice?
38-28. The Chiefs are the Chiefs are gonna be down. Tom Brady's gonna be going, bro. I am so excited for this game, man. Seeing the best of the best go at it again, and I want to see Kansas City's defense rise up, get one of those splash plays. I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna go down in Super Bowl history.
I don't know, man. I love the Bucs defense. You want to know why? One more thing.
Tell me.
I saw this quote on this Instagram. I think it was.
Was it on a booty or what was it on?
Nah, man. I don't look at those. Man. But no, it's just like an NFL meme page, and they gave the quote of under it, gave the background of it, and it was a picture of when Devin White was getting emotional after they won the championship game and were going on the Super Bowl, and someone said that the quote was from Tom Brady, that Tom Brady said to him, he's like, "What you crying about? We ain't done yet."
We ain't done yet.
That I did hear about that. I did see that.
Like,
I
That's
showed you
Kobe.
that.
but the
That
thing is,
mom.
like, the
He's a
thing
different
is,
breed. He's a different
but
breed.
yeah, but that's the thing. Is like for anybody to be out there and think like, why would he say that to him? Like, no, they are a brotherhood. They trust each other, and he knows exactly
They
what
have
time
an ultimate
coming
goal.
from. That he was like, hey, I do appreciate and I'm proud for what we've done. And like, I know, but we ain't shedding no tear right now until we get what we want.
Get that in some barley.
Like, and that's again why he's such an amazing leader. And that's
Yeah.
like,
You
it goes
got it. Yep.
insane.
Yep.
It's tough, and that's what's brought him to
I
where
don't
he
know
is.
if y'all see what's in my background right now, though. I have a poster. It says leadership,
Mm-hmm.
and it says Jordan on it. I believe he's just shooting a Jimmy over on Penny Hardaway. And under leadership, it just says literally it's just an individual who knows how to lead a group of people to do the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So
Love it.
I think
You
Tom
love.
Brady definitely has that type of effect. That's why I feel like everything's just aligned in one way or another. And like Jordan said, it's just, I mean, you have Tom Brady in the locker room, got Tom Brady around. I think it's only going to be bound for greatness to happen. So,
Facts.
And
I
but
agree.
lastly, let me just get this on the record quick. Sorry, Tim, is just
You're good. Yep.
if
Yep.
they do lose, I will never touch the Bucks again in Madden or anything. Like that's all I'm gonna say.
Good
But I
idea.
believe
I feel it. I feel it.
because the
Yep.
energy is just up, and I believe in them a lot. Again. So I think
It's
it's
still
gonna
going to be a squad to play with, though. I mean,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Facts.
it's gonna be a great game.
trying to take some money in Madden. I still might choose the Buccaneers. Same.
Yeah.
Lost or not.
That's the all Madden team right there. You got Leonard Fournette. You got Mike Evans. You just have to
I
throw
mean,
to Mike
Ronald
Evans in the
Jones
end
is
zone.
even.
He'll be there.
Hey, all I'm saying, if y'all want to give your fans a live, play by play video of one-on-one Madden, I'm up with it.
Hey,
Hey, we
we
do
shot.
like they did it with the Pro Bowl, bro. Let's we can
Hell
make that
yeah.
happen.
Boom.
I
Get the
got
six.
I got my
We-
Xbox guy. I believe you can cross convert, right? I don't know if you.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm feeling
yeah.
you guys
Everyone
got
does,
PS4 over there.
Yeah.
Team
Mm,
Sony
I got
probably.
I got a PS4, but I'm debating getting
PS4.
another system. Yeah,
Do
bro.
it.
I'm
Do
thinking
it.
about it. I'm thinking
Mm.
about it. Yo,
We'll
that's
drop our
fat.
gamer tags later. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Bro, this has been a great episode. This is fantastic. I'm super excited. It's the end of the season, but I'm real happy we made it there. Like we're saying, we love football, love watching football, just the game, the intricacies. And I'm really grateful this NFL season went on with its ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
it was needed. It was needed in a tough time
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
We'll
It
see. We'll
it,
see
it
who
got me
ends up
through some
happy
things,
tomorrow.
whatnot. Hell yeah.
100%. I gotta
Some,
ask too. Speaking of happiness, like Jordan, I was just me. I had to just look you up real quick, see what your stats are. I gotta ask you, how did you feel? I see your longest run was for 75 yards for
Mm.
Iowa. Is that true story?
Yeah, yeah. It was the Illinois game, and what was cool about it was just having group of people from Troy be at the game,
Oh
family at
wow,
the game, and it
wow.
was my um best game in my career. It was our I think it was homecoming as well, and
Wow, was it really?
they
paid
Jeez.
out.
now and to be
I know it's all
honest,
Paid
those
out.
factors.
Yeah.
it's it is humbling because I try not to think about it all too much, but
I hear you.
uh people also call it the Canzeri game. Like
Uh,
the last time I was on another podcast with a dude, like he was a ex-player, Colin Cole, who he played in the NFL, had a great career, everything, and like he was an Iowa alum too, and he just had me on his podcast, and he called it the Canzeri game.
Mm.
And he was like, "Oh, it's funny, full circle, that I was actually the captain for that game." I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember now." And like, and and again, just blessed to be a part of that. It was blessed
yeah.
to be a part of a great team of guys. We're all close, from
Hell
old
yeah.
guys to young. We were
Hell
all
yeah.
just so knitting, trusted each other, and really just went all in. And it was a cool experience. But the one thing I'll leave this with that I think's really cool is my senior my senior day game against Purdue, our last home game. We literally didn't know if the game was going to happen because it was like a huge snowstorm, and like staff for the
Damn.
stadium staff and people like took hours and hours, night and day, like put in the work to make sure we played, like plowing the snow and everything. And it was crazy, cold, snow in the bleachers. People came in, it was still jumping, whatever. But the very end of the game, I when I like got out, after leaving locker room, seeing all like media and then the kids and stuff and sign us or whatever, take a picture. And then it's like I got to my parents and my dad was just like, "Do you know what you just did?" And I was like all excited. I was like, "What?" like this is already like I'm on a low because obviously I just played a game, but
Yeah,
we had Nebraska the next week, but even though we beat Purdue that day, it meant we clinched the West Division for the Big Ten championship. So like we had the hats in our lockers and like we were all dancing,
what a
like
day.
going to the ship, like we were all celebrating. So I was already up and then talking to media, and then I went down. So I'm with my dad. I'm like, "Yo, let's go back to my apartment. I'm tired." And he's just all excited. He's like, "You know what you just did?" I was like, What? And he's just like, "Your last handoff ever in Kinnick Stadium was a 42-yard touchdown." And it was late in the game, like 2 minutes left. And
oh yeah.
And I like thought about it. I was like, "Oh wow, that's like that is true." Yeah, that was literally
Mr.
the last
Hawkeye
time
himself.
I touched the ball. It was 42 touchdown. So it's like, again, just very blessed to have the opportunity, experience, and again, as Tim said, a lot of what having high school definitely, my line did a lot for me too. So definitely all kudos and thanks. But
we made sure you
more
had
happy
everything.
now.
That's what's up.
And then again, like we've talked about a lot today, full circle. Now we on here. I'm meeting your boy Donnie. Now we cool, and then we're all talking about the great game of football, and can't get better.
And it's crazy. These two awesome gentlemen were in my wedding and got to celebrate everything. My brothers for life, and now we're on a podcast, Jordan. I was so happy that you got on. We were able to talk and connect with that too. Like especially Super Bowl episode. It's big. First one we're going to be putting on
national
YouTube.
Holiday.
Yeah.
First YouTube episode too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I really appreciate your time and your friendship as well. You're a great football player, but an even better man, and I mean that.
Hey, appreciate it, man. All the love, thank you, and I'm more than happy to be on, and can't wait for what we got in the future and what y'all two come up with next.
Donnie's the guy. He's me. He's the guy. He's got those hot cold takes like us. Kind of clam chowder and tomato soup.
Listen, I just try to make it go commercial out here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like the more we connect and the more we do it, the consistency and just having great guests like Mr. Canzeri himself today. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's just something. I mean, the flower hasn't fully blossomed yet, but it's getting there. So.
Yep. We appreciate you taking the ride with us. This has been
talking
fun.
like you ain't gonna be on this podcast again, but we know you are. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to the next episode with you, my guy.
Hey, y'all keep doing your thing, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're gonna get people. We're gonna send the link, put it together, edit it, and then we'll get it out to you guys. So thank you guys so much for listening and now watching. So congratulations to us. Thank you to Mr. Canzeri, and thanks to the NFL for getting us through this. We appreciate and love y'all. Like and share us. This has been the PayDirt podcast with my man, the Donfather, and JC, my guy.
Thank you. Peace.